Hello students, I am Raju, the facilitator of the Fortune Butterfly School, and today we are going to discuss English subject 10th chapter from NCERT, that is the sermon at Benares. So we have got the sermon at Benares. So we know what is the Benares and what is the sermon. I think most of us confused the sermon and the speech. So what is the meaning of sermon? Sermon is something which is talked or spoken about the religious matter. But the lecture is given with regard to the topics, lessons, and so on and so forth. Now, what is the Benares? Benares is the old name of Varanasi. The first name of the Benares was Kashi, and the second name is Benares, and today it is called Varanasi. Now, why it is called Varanasi? Because it is established between two rivers called Varun plus Asi. So, therefore, it is called Varanasi. So, here we are studying about the sermon at Benares. Mostly, we are discussing about the life of Gautam Buddha and his teachings. So, mostly the teachings generally people have got enlightenment on different aspects. But here, particularly, the Gautam Buddha speaks on the sufferings. How the sufferings leads to the knowledge and wisdom. And that is the main base where we are led towards our path. So that we are going to discuss. Now, first of all, what is the sermon? Just now I explained. Sermon is the speech which is talked about the religious matters. And now, as we enter into the story, there is a Gautam Buddha. He was born around 563 BC and lived up to 483. So when we look into the calendar before BC means before Christ, the calendar goes backward. So that's why the death comes numberless and the birth will high because it goes backward. We calculate backward. So that's the reason it is between 563 BC and 483 BC. So here the Gautam Buddha, as he was a boy, he enjoyed the luxurious life, a royal life. At the age of 12, he was sent to a Hindu school where he was taught Hindu scripture. Now, what is the meaning of scripture? Scripture is nothing but which is taught about the word of the God. In the scripture, we study mostly the word of the God. So he studied in the schools for 4 years. After 4 years, as he came back from his learnings, he got married. And he got married and he had a son. But the life that he was enjoying as a royal, he was not at all satisfied with his life. Because he wanted to know about the life. That means more than the royal. From his childhood, as he was born in the royal family, he was enjoying all the luxuries. But these luxuries are not nowhere giving him a kind of peace or a good understanding about the life. As a result, he shielded away from all these pleasures and explored the whole world for 7 years. For 7 years, he explored the whole world, but still he was not happy. Therefore, he sat under a tree for 7 days. The name of the tree is called Bodhi tree, which means the tree of wisdom. 7 days he sat under the tree till he was enlightened. What is the meaning of enlightened? Understanding what is the God, what is the life is called enlightenment. So here, that's why the Gautam Buddha, actually his original name is Siddhartha, but he is named as Gautam Buddha, which means the awakened or the enlightened. Enlightened means a man who acquired the knowledge of God is called enlightened. So as he got enlightened, he started seeking for the peace in suffering. So one day, as he was exploring the whole world, he met 4 persons. Who are those? The first person, the sick man, the aged man, funeral procession, and a monk. A monk means a beggar who is asking for the alms. So when he saw these people, and as he compared his life as a royal, then he was started wondering, what is this life by all means. The people are, they are sick and they are aged people and they are the means dead. And he has seen the beggars who are asking the alms. So what is my life in comparison to all these four? Then on this base, then he started studying the philosophy of suffering. So through suffering, we gain the knowledge. Through suffering, we understand the meaning of the life according to his teachings. Now, there is a story which is related to his knowledge and wisdom, that there is a lady called Kisa Gautami. So she had a son, but unfortunately she lost her son. Now, by all means, she wanted her son to be alive, but there is no medicine in this world which can cure her son. Then she started going to the house to house and started asking the people to give a medicine which can cure her son and bring him from back to the death. But nobody could able to give any medicine. As we all know, once we die in this world, we can't come back. So there was a man in a particular house. He said, "Lady, I can't give you a medicine, but I can give an advice. You can go and ask that man." And that particular man said, "There is a Gautam Buddha, you can go to him. He might do something about this matter." So immediately, without wasting time, she went to the Gautam Buddha and asked, "Lord, please bring back my son's life. I can't live without my son." So as we know, the Gautam Buddha is a wise man, is a man of God. So instead of discouraging the lady, in a different way, he dealt with this matter. He told that lady, "Okay, I will bring your son's life back. But before that, you must do one thing." What was that? You go to the world, anywhere in the world, bring some mustard seeds. And before you ask for the mustard seeds in anybody's family, you should ask and inquire that in that particular family, there should not be anyone who is dead and gone from this world. So she thought it was a very good thing. She could easily find the mustard seeds. So she started going to the house. And wherever she went and asked the alms for the mustard seeds, they were very happy to give. After all, it's the mustard seeds. But as they were almost going to give, then she asked them, "Is there anyone in your family who died?" But the people started saying, "Please don't ask us and remind us of our lost ones, because we can't bear that pain. Dead are many, but the living are very few." This is the answer she got in every house that she approached. Helpless lady then wanted to go back to the Gautam Buddha and wanted to narrate what happened when she started asking for the mustard seeds. As she was turned on the way, at the edge of the village, she sat on the path. And almost it was evening and it was everywhere dark, and she could see all the shining lights in the city. The lights were shining and blinking and going off. So something she started understanding out of this. She started enlightened her mind that yes, what Gautam Buddha said and what she experienced as she was asking the mustard seeds. And now as she could see the village, the city which is blinking and going off. By that she understood death is mandatory. The mortal beings in this world one day has to perish. They have to die and go. So this is how she understood, and she never returned to the Gautam Buddha. Now why she didn't return? Because she understood one day everybody has to die. There is no one in this world who is permanent. All the mortal beings, one day they have to perish. Unless we are immortals, that we can't live in this world. So as she understood, then she retained. She didn't go back to the Gautam Buddha. But the Gautam Buddha understood, yes, she might have got her answer. Now, what the Gautam Buddha wanted to convey to all of us? Suffering is must. For example, if you want to go from here to there, we need to take a step by step. Maybe in every step there may be some difficulties, some problems. But once we face and move, then we achieve the goal that we actually wanted. So something suffering also. We have to suffer and get pain. It will be terrible pain, but still we need to face it. Because we can't avoid that. It is inevitable. Suffering is inevitable. So we can't avoid the suffering. Avoiding suffering means going away from the peace of life. Once we face the every suffering, every pain, then it leads to a place where we can get peace, harmony, and so on and so forth. For example, today we are facing a lot of problems in this world, the corona. All are fighting against the corona. But always it will not be dark. There comes a day where there will be light, where there will be beautiful life. So we should not get discouraged and we should not finish our lives. We should not get into depressions and so on and so forth. Ups and downs will be there in the life, but we need to understand them. We need to step over them. We need to face them. Then only we get a life. In a way to say finally, suffering is nothing but it is a path which leads towards the heaven where there is pain, happiness, joy, sorrow, everything is equal and there is no any partiality for anyone in this world. So I hope you all understood the lesson, the sermon at Benares. So the Gautama Buddha has given this sermon at the Benares. So in the Bible also we have seen Jesus gives a lot of sermons, Sermon at Mount, where he speaks with his disciples and devotees and so on and so forth. So as the Gautama Buddha got enlightened under the people tree, which is called Bodhi tree, which means the tree of wisdom, then he started giving lectures or sermon to the people about the suffering. So he speaks mostly the sufferings of 7 wounds of sufferings. So anyhow, that is out of our topic, but I hope you all understood. Thank you so much for listening to my class. Thank you.